is Bose, bro.
All right, man. Let's get to some real music. My guy.
Oh, we doing another review? We ain't doing Kanye?
Kanye West
Real music.
dropped, and goddamn it was cooking. No, look, he dropped the long-awaited.
You couldn't even fake the funk for longer than a minute, nigga. I timed you, nigga. You made it 13 seconds.
Nah, he dropped the Jesus is King album, the kind of rumored gospel album. We didn't know what it was going to be. Had a lot of people confused, including myself. We finally got it after a couple of delays. It dropped on Friday. No, it dropped Saturday, Friday. I don't remember when the fuck it came out. My question.
Easy to forget.
Yeah, let's talk about it, man. Your expectations going into this. I know you're a big Kanye West fan. What were your expectations going into this Jesus is King album?
I got a question. Did you do your little trash thing on Instagram for this album yet? Did you do your little trash thingamajig?
I only do that for bad albums.
You rushed to do it for a lot of albums, and I've yet to see it. Yes, for this.
Definitely did it for Cash Doll.
This one needs it.
This one needed it twice. No, expectations for this album. I've checked out a long time ago from the circus that is Kanye West. So I had no expectations at all. I was crossing my fingers and toes that we weren't even going to review this. That it was as secular as he said it would, and you guys just would not be able to take. And I was hoping this was like Kirk Franklin. I want to stomp and all of that shit, so I wouldn't even have to listen to it. So y'all wouldn't say, "Hey, let's review this." This is what I was hoping for. Those were my expectations.
When you first heard it, what'd you think?
There are two good songs on here.
Okay,
I did that. Like they're "Follow God" and I think "Everything We Need." No, that's not it. Hell no, that was trash. The song with Clips.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the song with Clips. And I also thought it was just like too big. I didn't like the big hooks because I'm not a big fan of gospel music.
Yeah.
So I don't like the big orchestrated hooks in this sense. When he did it for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, it was in a more hip hop vibe. I understand the stadium music. It's sort of like Graduation. I get it, and I also get where this album was expected to be played if you're Kanye West. So all of that lined up. I think just listening to it and thinking back over his catalog, the genius in which it is, going from this being his last album to his first album being College Dropout, and just the different ranges that he's able to, I won't say perfect, because to me the albums are trash, but I mean there are people who are fans of his music that can digest all of it and appreciate all of it. Like shout out to DP in the chat, like he think Kanye
he's undefeated. There's no thinking. He is
as well. Y'all think
Yeah.
you guys think Kanye is undefeated, and if I were a Kanye fan, I could kind of see that because of the range, like the musical genius as far as what people point to him for. That I feel like with this album he was able to bookend. One album to this album.
Now it's completely different. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, Jesus Walks was on the first album, so it's coming a little full circle. But first of all, my expectations, everybody already knows, they were super low. I wasn't looking forward to this project at all. I was actually hoping it would get pushed back and never come out.
1,000,000% wore that.
I was hoping it was going to get pushed back and never come back and shelved, kind of like the Yandi and the whatever TurboGrafx 16, whatever was supposed to come out after Yandi. I was hoping that we wouldn't get this, but we did get it. And when I first listened to it, I was confused. I really didn't comprehend what it was I was listening to. Now, I don't listen to a lot of gospel, so I don't know what gospel sounds like in 2019. I don't listen to a lot of gospel rap, so I don't necessarily know what gospel rap sounds like in 2019, or Christian rap, or whatever you want to classify it as.
I thought you were a fan of Lecrae.
No, I'm not a fan. I've heard his projects, but I'm not just riding around listening to him like that. So I really didn't know where Kanye was going to go with this. And it's all over the place. He's got the big boy choir on the intro. He's got some traditional hip hop shit mixed in here. He's got some Kanye-esque sampling in here. So it is all over the place. But I was confused. I was thoroughly confused that first time I listened. I'm not going to lie. The more I listened to it, the more I started to kind of grasp what he was trying to do, and you can kind of see the Kanye-isms throughout it, which makes people like me, or shout out to DP, who are fans of Kanye, appreciate a project like this more than maybe the casual, I kind of fuck with Kanye, not really fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's actually, once I listened to it and kind of understood what it was doing, I actually grew to like it a little more than other people are trying to say, like y'all are saying right now. Twin had to review up, nigga, an hour after it fucking dropped. I don't know how y'all niggas are reviewing shit so quickly, dude. My brain does not process shit like this that quickly. So kudos to y'all geniuses out here.
Let's be honest, it's only 25 minutes though.
Yeah, it's definitely short. It's a short project.
7 minutes.
But it's different from what we've come to expect from any rapper ever though. Like it's just a different project.
It's good.
So
no, I'm not saying this. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying it's something you have to process to fully comprehend. Niggas need to let this soak in.
do you
before
call
they
this a
jump
rap
with the
album?
takes.
This is a rap album to you?
It's a hip hop album.
Yeah, it's definitely a hip hop album.
It's hip hop. It's got hip hop production. It's got hip hop elements all through it.
Do y'all say that because it's Kanye West?
No,
Do y'all
it's
say
rapping.
because it
It's
sounds
rapping
like
and it's 808s, everything.
Yeah, it's just a lot of rapping in here.
It's not enough 808s. Should have been more, but
It's a lot of rapping on here, dude. He just spliced in the gospel elements with the big dog choir on a couple of the joints and it's clean and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
You don't think it's rapping on here?
Yeah, I mean, of course it's rapping. I
Oh.
just, as far as a hip hop sound, and I mean what we know to be traditionally hip hop, the reason that I asked you guys, you're like, yeah, he raps in here, he puts rhymes together, but if I sit down and listen to this, it don't say hip hop to me. It does more say it's less secular than all of his music, 100%. But to what you're saying when you say what he's trying to say in the message that he's putting on there, I'm not sure if his shit is a gimmick or not. I don't know. I'm not here to judge his intentions as far as what he thinks about Jesus.
He thinks he's king.
That's fine. What he did, though, I do think that in this album, he was able to at least act like what he was talking about was very important to him. And
For sure.
I do give him credit for that, because a lot of people can point their finger at him and say that he does all of these things for show.
Yeah, for
from
antics and
Donald
shit.
Trump to whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But he does make it sound like this is dire situation, and he means every word of it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he
Like,
sounds passionate on him.
like, you slick might think that this nigga like finna divorce his wife because she ain't of what he's talking about on this album. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a totally different lady from what he's speaking of and how he's speaking of him moving on this album. And the only reason that I say that because he sounds so believable in saying the shit that he's saying on here.
Yeah.
Like, one of the dope things, like one of the Kanye-isms that I got out of here, one of the doper things of the fire lines was take the chlorine out your conversation.
Yeah.
That was fire. I think it was on one of the hooks.
Shout out to Sci-Hi, he probably wrote that.
The 1,000,000%.
That's a fact. What you thought about when you heard it, man?
I had low expectations. I knew it was going to definitely get something gospel-like. I just was interested to see if he was going to make it all Sunday service,
Right.
or make it more like Lecrae. So with that being said, he mixed it together. I mean, production-wise, he did a good job of mixing it together. Yeah, I mean, it's just a few songs I like. You said you were confused when you first heard it.
I was.
So was I. I had so many questions after I heard it the first time. And
That's a fact.
I still have a lot of questions now, but it is what it is.
If y'all said y'all both have questions, you could ask him something about this album. What would you ask him?
Man. I know what I'd ask him something that has to do with more of my lowlights. So I guess just leading into that,
Okay.
I don't like the disjointed feel
Mm-hmm.
of this project, and actually the last one that Ye felt like that too. But I let that one slide a little bit because I think he was trying to go with the whole I'm bipolar feel and all of that. So
Thought it was a gimmick of the album, but not
no,
gimmick.
right?
but
The theme of it.
the feel.
Yeah, so I thought,
yeah.
okay, that's the theme of the album. I'll let him slide with that. This one right here feels disjointed though, and I would ask him like, bro, what is up with the flow with it? Like, stop cutting shit off at out the middle of the nowhere. Like,
jerky.
yeah, it's very hurt. Like, what happened to the like Kanye's music used to sound so thought out and
blend.
put together and would blend perfectly, and it'd have intros, it'd have outros, it'd have bridges, it'd have layers to it. And this one just seems kind of like, again, some shit cut off quick, some shit builds down, some shit fades in, some shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bruh, like there's really no cohesion. And I would ask him what was the purpose behind that, because I think I understood it for the Ye, but I don't get it for this though.
Well,
I didn't understand it.
And that goes to another reason, and this is, it points to why the album wasn't ready in time, is because he's throwing stuff together, just like you said, and that's what it sounds like. And
That's fair.
some people said like one or two songs was from Yandi.
Okay.
on this project. So I mean, it just sounds like it's all over the place. It's no cohesion. It's no nice blend. I like to hear an album when I can blend to the next song and be like, okay, that transition was great. It's not here on this album at all.
Yeah. What didn't work?
I would piggyback off what you just said. You would ask him, and if I say what didn't work, to me, you can tell that Kanye West has lost. He don't give he doesn't care as much about music as he used to the last time I think what you were just describing happened, which was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. The stories came out about how OD he was, about like the stuff that he did and didn't want people to do while he was recording there, no Twitter. All of these things came out. All of the music was pieced together perfectly. I said this before here, there was not a lot of spectacle to go around the album. But as good as that album was, he didn't get a lot of return on investment as far as being Kanye West and growing to a bigger star. I feel like every album after that album, it was the outside stuff that pushed into the album. With this, the religion, with the Yeezus, with the mask, all with the rants. It was always something else that made the album much bigger. It wasn't the music. So my complaint here would be the same thing here. It was the Sunday service. It was the outside things that make the music much bigger. And it's cool when I go to your music and I hear My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But if I go to your music and I hear this and some shit cutting off, and so like you're saying, it's just not what I expect from a musical genius. Now, I did say earlier that the palettes of the different type of albums, they do speak to his musical genius. But also what speaks to his musical genius, I feel like this was anybody else besides Kanye West, this would be a decent album. But it's Kanye West. And the expectations that we have for him, the preciseness that you're speaking of, I haven't heard it since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and that's been my biggest problem with him, because the expectation is always here, and the spectacle is here as well, but now the music is here. Yeah. And that's what he's best at.
No, I get it.
That was
a lot of people can't hear the music through his outside the booth interviews. Even I'm tired of his interviews.
Yeah.
And that's my guy.
But you know why? In my opinion, the reason why is just because the music isn't as good as it used to be.
No, I don't think so.
Away with this stuff for so long.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You're not
though.
making My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like, bro, they ain't doing.
But Kid See Ghost is fire, bro. Like, it's fire, my nigga.
I don't agree completely, because he still has some good music.
That's what I'm saying.
He does still have good music, but what I'm speaking of is the quality of My Beautiful. That's damn near a perfect hip hop album.
Yeah, but
right?
he's had good things.
He's had good things. He hasn't had that. And what you say is what you said about you and DP to you. Yeah. To a Kanye West fan, yes, you're absolutely right about Kid See Ghost and those things. But to somebody who's on the outside looking in and looking for a reason to hate him,
like you,
whatever it may be, I can't hate on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
No, that's fair.
As much as you want to, but you can't do that to Kid See Ghost and all the last projects.
No, that's fair. And look, he's making it very easy for people not to like him. Like, I'll be the first person to say that.
Yes.
He's making it real easy. Like, so I get it, and everybody can't separate the person from the music because it starts to seep into
the music fall off.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Pablo, bro, that album is fire, bro.
I give it a B-.
That album is banging to me, and it's super slept on. I don't think he's missed. I joke with a lot of people when I say that. I understand why someone wouldn't like Yeezus.
He's definitely missed.
Yeah, but I get why somebody wouldn't like somebody being like, bro, I don't really fuck with Yeezus. That ain't my cup of tea right there. I wouldn't be like, what? You don't like hard rock? And I get that. I understand that portion. I understand why somebody wouldn't like this, but this is better than I thought. I like this more than I thought I would going into it. Kanye, I'm a fan, but he's not above putting out something whack. I thought the Good Music compilation was whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's made songs I did not fuck with.
But you skew to the side of favorable.
Yes,
that's true. You don't skew down the middle is what I'm saying. So
no,
someone who skews down the middle is going to look at it and say his music is taking a hit because of the antics.
I just think it's cool to say you don't like Kanye no more.
But I think some people...
That's cool to say ever since he started the rant.
Last year.
No, ever since he started the rants, bro. That's when everybody was like, oh, man, what the fuck?
As they should, though.
No, not necessarily, though. I don't think so.
He said slavery was a choice.
I'm talking about before then. I'm talking about when he ran it on Breakfast Club and when he ran it on Houseway. That's when people stopped fucking with him. They were like,
because he lost his fucking mind.
Nah, he was saying
What do you mean? He wasn't saying shit real on that Sway interview. He sounded like a fucking idiot.
He was saying the same thing.
What are you talking about?
He was saying the same thing Dapper Dan said on Breakfast Club, dude.
Man.
He just said it in a different manner. That's it.
He didn't know how to articulate himself. He got frustrated with
Dapper
Sway.
Dan and Kanye West are two different. Like,
I agree.
Dapper Dan can say those things. Kanye West has more access than Dapper Dan do. So y'all can't sit here and both cry wolf. Like, that's one thing why people were frustrated with Kanye West during that time.
He was saying some real shit, though. It was just rich nigga problems, and everybody don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Which I get.
What are you talking about exactly?
The clothes, when he talked about the issues that he had when they're trying to break into the clothing business and stuff like that, and the barriers that
that happens. Yeah. He's right.
So you think it's pop culture now to say I don't like Kanye West?
I think it's cool to say that, bro.
I think if that was the case, then he wouldn't get as much traction as he gets now. Like, bro, people were talking about this album like at 12:05.
Now people were talking about like where's it at and all that shit.
He still moves the needle.
Yeah. It just goes in both directions.
It does go in both directions, but I don't think it gives anybody any credit for being like I don't like Kanye West, because like you said, it is a lot of people are saying it.
Yeah, exactly. More
regurgitated idea. But I don't think that puts you ahead of anybody, because everybody, like you said, may be saying it. It don't do anything for people that don't like him.
I mean, yeah. What? Go ahead.
When I heard the interview before I listened to the album, I just thought this man was.
Which one, Zach Lowe?
The Zach Lowe interview.
Okay.
I just thought that Kanye he's just so eclectic but strange at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's why I like, if he found Jesus and God, there's more power to him. That's beautiful if you've done that, actually. But listening to this interview and him saying he's the most important artist ever and stuff, it's just certain things. And he was in the ranch in Wyoming, and why he bought the ranch. It's just how he talks and what the subject matter of what, because it's like he's just spewing bullshit every time.
Yeah, he's
it's
a poor communicator. Of what
I think this is what happens when you don't have friends. Yeah. Like he
isolates himself.
You can tell.
And to be honest, like
you can tell.
If any of my if y'all heard me speaking like that to y'all would hopefully say, man, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes, and it's not. And I don't want people to think that we talking about just because he's a Christian. No, that's not what I'm saying.
That ain't got nothing to do
with it.
Nothing to do with
it. This man just makes dumb comments, and then when people say things like he did with you request. And then he admitted to this, like he would go overboard because he's a newly reformed Christian. Like you asking people not to have sex while they record his album if they're not married. Like, come on, dog.
I think that's part of the role.
Like, come on, man.
That's very Kanye West like though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you're saying it like that, like it's normal. It's not normal.
For him, it is.
No, because it's not normal. I don't care who it is. I don't give a fuck who it is.
That's not out of the character for Kanye to say something like that. That's very believable. That's why I believe it. We all believe that actually happened.
No, yeah, I believe it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's lost his damn mind.
And when you don't have friends, you try to do stuff like that to people because no one pulls you to the side. But hey, bro, you tripping, man.
I think the thing is the element that people are leaving out is that Kanye has gone against the grain his whole life, and it's got him to this point.
And that's fine. I love the creativity. I love his creativity. I love his innovation. That's one thing that I do like and admire about Kanye West, because I've been a fan since College Dropout. I'm still a fan.
Right,
but like, come on, like, I'm gonna call bullshit when I hear like.
But it's hard to tell people
this ain't it. This album ain't it.
It's hard to tell people this ain't it when they've gotten places when they were told this ain't it, when they were trying to tell you about Jesus walks. Well, that's the thing.
That's cool, and that's a good explanation. But tell me, because I didn't listen, about the Virgil comment. One of y'all.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I ain't watched the interview.
He was just saying that should have been him, essentially. That's another
with
thing.
the Louis deal.
Yeah, but he said his fingerprints.
Nasty.
Like that's what I'm saying.
But
that's nasty.
Hold on. Well, time out. Are we? And I only read the transcript. I didn't actually listen to the whole. I ain't listened to the interview. Mm-hmm. Did he say that from a malicious place, or was that like a healthy hate place? Because there's such thing as healthy hate.
First of all,
if y'all didn't know that.
First of all, he shouldn't have said it. Period. Number one. No. Number two, he said he could have just said, yes, I'm happy for Virgil because, my imprint. He said he alluded to this, that my fingerprints are on this.
Right.
But he should have just kept it at that instead of saying that should have been me.
But see, the thing is, because I remember when Puff was on the Breakfast Club, and this is an example of healthy hate. When they asked him about Paid in Full, he said he hadn't watched it. He said he never watched it because he felt like that should have been him. And he was like, he was like, damn, I should have did that myself. That's the Harlem story. But he wasn't saying knocking Dame. He was just more of like, damn, I should have thought of that.
Like, you ever wasn't knocking Virgil, but it was just it highlighted the asshole that this person is.
I mean, he's misunderstood.
Didn't he come up under Kanye?
Yeah.
See, it's different when you tell a nigga, like, I feel like Dame.
See, that's totally different.
This should be laughed at, but Dame and Puff are contemporaries.
They were at the time.
At one point in time, they're contemporaries. So for a nigga to say, damn, he did that, and I wish I had done it coming from Puff, and Dame in that situation is sort of different from a nigga that comes up under you and you're like, damn, that should have been me. Because you opened the doors for this dude for him to supposedly do these things.
Yeah.
But
he
now
went around it.
Now
kinda
he's went and gotten to this place, and you're like, ah man, how did I not get that bag?
It
with
depends
Louis
on how
Vuitton?
you say it.
but then,
Nah, that's not like
but the
the
context.
dynamic.
That's
is
what
different.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but he did say he's glad it wasn't because it put him in a position to do what he's doing now.
Thank you.
So, but
still
but I'm
vain.
saying, but you should
That's
know.
vain as
you should-
well.
You should know not to say it.
It should have been me, but you know what? I got Yeezy cracking, so I'm glad it wasn't.
What you thought about what he said about the people rapping about the shot? I guess shot he took at Meek Mill when he said people are rapping about things that can get you locked up, but then will turn around and be the face of prison reform. He's saying that that's hypocritical. Is it not? Are y'all on board with that, or was that ridiculous too?
He's ridiculous. I'm
Fuck.
not saying like, bruh.
Y'all opinions are tainted now.
I'm just saying because Kanye, how can he make this statement? That's my point.
Why not?
That's my point. Because for him to make that statement, it's just like saying somebody said, you just had a song called She's Such a Fucking Hoe, but now you have a gospel album. It's the same thing.
He's a changed man. He said that. He's reborn.
No, he got a point. He does have a point when he says that, and people can grow, like you said, he got
Evolve.
the Gold Digger song, and then now he's doing his whole Jesus thing that he's doing with this album. I feel like Kanye is past this though, and it's part of my frustration with him. Like, bro, people look at him like he's a legend, a living legend.
For sure.
For you to take a shot at Meek Mill for what he trying to do with prison reform, like, bro, like, I got my fan base. I ain't over there in the Jesus crowd with you, fam. Don't come Bible thumping over here telling me what I need to rap about, bro. And if you got a problem with it, let's have a real conversation. Say my name, say, hey, Meek, you shouldn't be rapping about these things, and then let's open it up and have a dialogue about it. Don't sneak this here in the media and think that I'm going to reply to you and we turn this into something where it's beef with Meek Mill and Kanye West over this. And I think that's what he's doing. You lay these breadcrumbs down hoping that Meek fall for it, and I hope that Meek doesn't.
He responded.
See,
he responded on Twitter.
I don't even, he shouldn't, don't say my name, come to me with a Kanye West at 44 years old or however old you are as the adult and the Christian man that you are.
Exactly.
And let's address this like Christians. Let's address this like good Christian people instead of being these devils out here in the media. Yeah, let's not do this.
I don't think that was malicious. I think it was a legitimate question that he was asking.
And say my name and ask me the question. You had what people do in the media for the fame nowadays, like I question it a lot here, and sometimes I'm being facetious and sometimes I'm not. But in a situation like this, I want it to be very clear. Like, if Kanye West is serious about this, then call Meek Mill. Like
I think it just came out in the context of the conversation, bro. You're not thinking about all that when somebody's asked you a question. You 28 minutes into an interview, and we know who we're talking about.
But
it's
that's
Ye,
loaded, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
that's loaded. Like, you can't say.
It's deeper than that.
It's not as vague as saying, hey, rappers say this about guns and then they go out and kill people. No, you specifically said prison reform. It ain't that many niggas on the prison reform.
Yeah, I know. We know who we're
bandwagon.
talking about.
You know what I'm saying? So
it wasn't nothing positive about that statement.
you're supposed to be in
question.
like, everything should line up. Like, you in a place where everything should be lining up for you, bro, as far as your comments, your music, what your purpose and drive is. He even said it on this album. It ain't about the music, it's about the movement. Show me it's about the movement, and don't do all this sideways shit in the media to continue promoting your album like it was secular music.
Before we get to these highlights and then get to a rating, Kanye has said that phrase that he asked about Meek several times before, dude. Right. He's been asked about him saying certain things in the media, his music being about certain shit, and he's like, dude, why are y'all asking me all this shit? Y'all would rather me talk. Would y'all be asking me if I was out here talking about fucking your bitch or doing that? He said that literally 100 times over the last 10 years, dude. So this is not a new perspective from Kanye. Right, I mean, but it's a question he's been asking for years and no one has answered. That's what I'm saying.
He intentionally took a shot at Meek Mill on purpose.
It's a legitimate question, is it not?
It is a legitimate question. Like, no one is knocking the point that it is a legitimate question. You're absolutely right. But the fact that you're taking a swipe at Meek for no reason when this is supposed to be, well, not your face, but that blue album is supposed to be your space now. That don't line up, bro.
If you watch the interview and don't say it's bizarre, you're crazy.
I told you I can't watch his interviews no more, and that's my guy.
It's the most bizarre stuff. I mean, because you're just like, what?
I'm exhausted by it. I was fucking with him earlier, but now it's a little bit of fatigue coming in from that. Real quick, you said you like Follow God and the joint with the clips.
Yeah,
I thought Pusha T ripped
Kenny
it, though.
G ripped it. I thought
Kenny G snapped.
He stole the show.
I thought Malice did a good
He ripped it too, though.
Malice ripped it.
He did.
No malice.
Sorry, Malice. No malice.
Fall House.
I fucked with I Follow God was tough. Close on Sunday was tough. I like 3, 4, and 5. On God is fire. Y'all like that, but that be hard as fuck. What? Come on, man. That song is banging.
I like every hour, Follow God, On God, and Use His Gospel.
Yeah,
Okay.
I all that.
You ain't like the I like Hands On too though.
No.
Close on Sunday is banging, dog.
No, it's not.
I tell you
no,
one
it's
thing,
not.
I'll
That's
never
terrible.
listen to this again.
You my Chick-fil-A.
That is terrible. That analogy is terrible. That whole come
It's
on, dog.
clever.
Thank you.
It's clever.
You're
my
my
number
Chick-fil-A.
one.
Yes.
You my lemonade.
You my number one with the
That shit
lemonade.
is hell.
Everybody can relate to that though. Say they can't.
Thank
Everybody fuck with Chick-fil-A. Everybody know what the number one is.
I laughed when I heard it.
Everybody get
I heard it.
exactly.
It's amusing.
It's
It's provocative. It gets the people. It gets the people going.
It's a
Definitely
skip.
skip.
Nah, that song banging.
No,
Y'all tripping. Y'all need to revisit this.
No.
Are you gonna listen to this again?
Yeah. I would. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, and please, bruh. You are a cake for Kanye West because when we talked about gospel music, you said it was the top 5 most trash
Said it was
genres.
number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
No, I said top 5. It is top 5
And this album has gospel music all through it.
for sure.
Okay, let's keep that same energy.
I'm not saying
keep
I
that same
never
energy.
remember. I came back and said, "What's my girl Adams? What's her name?
Yolanda Adams.
Yolanda Adams got a banging ass gospel song.
Bro,
I'm not
this
saying
man said banging ass and gospel in the
that
same
shit
sentence.
fire, nigga. That Open My Heart or something like that. That's banging.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. So there's songs that exist that are
Yeah.
good. I
Let's
just don't
try.
like the genre as a whole.
Let's try.
He just happen to have more good songs on here than anybody else.
No, no, oh my God.
Completely off subject in gospel though. I watched the first episode of this shit on HBO with your boy Kenny Powers.
Oh, the one you be talking about.
Oh,
my God, the
Righteous
wave pool scene
Oh
when they
my
was
God.
baptizing the man.
that show is one of the funniest shows I've seen.
They tried to
in the
baptize
last
a
5
million
years.
people, dude. I just leave it at that in the
Yeah.
wave pool and the waves cut off. That shit was,
That's funny.
Yeah,
that sound like it's funny.
man, that shit was funny.
Last 5 years,
dude.
one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
This man had Fred Hammond in auto-tune. That should tell you.
yeah,
everything you
that
need to know.
was disgusting.
disgusting.
Yeah, that was some slaw. What rating, man? When we at the end of the day, what are y'all giving this 1 to 5? Talk to me.
2 reels.
Jesus,
Two for
so
me.
disrespectful.
Hey, you lucky got the 2.
I got 2 and I gave him 2.5.
2.5. I gave him 3, man. 3 good, worth streaming. That's it.
What's 2?
2 is whack.
Yeah, that's what it is. 2.
2.5.
2.5 is average.
Average.
Yes, below average.
Almost gave him 3.5 for banging. Y'all gonna make me up? Fuck it. The Jesus is King is 3.5 reels. It's banging. Shit. I was trying to be humble.
It's an emotional time for you right now. So
No,
Thanks.
it's not.
I
This
get
shit
it.
is banging.
We'll
Fuck
let
it.
it
I'm
go.
listening to it on the way
You
home.
going to church after this?
No, ain't that good.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Goodness.
All right, man. Y'all let us know
Can't even believe what he's saying.
on Facebook, Rap Chat. Let us know how y'all feel about it. What you got up for the next music break, sir? Y'all stupid.